emotionally? How are you feeling now?
Oh, mate, yeah, I'm sort of sick of the attention, to tell you the truth. I was just talking to Gallen about it. Gallen saying I'm loving it, but I'm over it. I just want to coach the footy team now, and you know, I was just glad to get here today, and we got the job done. It wasn't tidy in the second half, but we got it done. We did enough in the first half.
Must be a good feeling though, not just to get back and do it, but then the way the boys did.
Yeah, I thought we were really clinical in that first half. We stuck to our plan and went through the middle of them and went to our back rowers where our strength. So, as I said, I think we played really well in that first half. We're all really disappointed with our second half, but sometimes that happens in these games, especially hot day early in the season. I can find a few reasons for it, but our preparation hasn't been great either. So there's a lot of reasons maybe, but we got the 2 points and we played really good for 40 minutes.
How concerned were you about the last couple of weeks in terms of preparation and the players? Obviously you spent pre-season and training.
We've done enough in pre-season to get through, and one thing I knew that I had a good roster here, and I've got someone told me we've got the most experienced NRL squad in the competition, and that's showing by having poor preparation. We're still able to win footy games because that's of course the quality of player.
What sort of lift did it give Cal to have Flanagan back, mate?
Oh, it's good. I think the public support that he had from the time that he left. I think as a team we probably knew he was going to come back. So I've got to say it was no real surprise to us, but it's good to have him back, and it's good that he's sort of a bit clearer now.
Mate, from a player's point of view, there's been a lot of emotion from the moment it happened. The first game was a big build-up in last week, and again this week. Was this a release this week, or did you try and get up to give him a welcome back present again?
Look, mate, we're just preparing as best we can. It's a day-to-day thing, to be honest. We get the training, we do our job, and go home. That's all we're doing. It's a day-to-day thing, and like Flanagan said, it's probably the easiest part of our week is playing footy. So it's to get out there and play 80 minutes is, like I said, the easiest part. And Flanagan said it. We've got a pretty fair side here, and we're all good players. So when we get out on the field, it's not too hard just to do your job. And if everyone in our team does their job, we're going to be hard to beat most weeks.
Is it the fact that there's more certainty now, Gal, if you've got the coach back, you know that everyone knows the interview process is about to begin? Does that help? Does that make it easier?
Look, I don't know, mate. Like I said, we just take it out of time and see what happens.
Are you happy with what Andrew Fafita's giving out there at the moment?
Oh yeah, Andrew's changed his. He used to come off the bench last year, and we've changed him to get him to start, and I think that's a bit of the evolution of Andrew Fafita. That's what we're trying to get him to be, that dominant front row. He's only young, and he's taken some really good steps. He's a big kid, and he's got a good motor, so he can play big minutes as well. So, as I said, he's hard to handle. He had come up with a few errors today, pushing passes, but he wasn't the only one in the second half. But he's heading in the right direction, that's for sure.
Yeah, what happened? How bad was it?
Yeah, pretty hard. It took me back to round one at Leichhardt last year. It's like, over 30 degrees out there, and we knew it was going to be hot all week. We spoke about it. We knew, to be honest, coming from New Zealand, it's probably going to be harder for them than it would be for us. But like what I said, that first half, I think just took it out of them, and we controlled the ball really well, and set the game up from there.
Did you put some emphasis on the little blokes running at those bigger Warriors players? Given the heat?
I think we put more emphasis on our big blokes running at their little blokes, and we pull those big blokes in, and they'd have to do a lot more work. The Warriors had some their halves and their nine. We sort of rolled them over through there, and their bigger blokes ended up having to come and do some work. So it was more about us today, I think, rather than we didn't. I had an hour with them yesterday, so it wasn't too much about the Warriors. It was more about us.
Have you been watching other teams the last couple of weeks, Shane?
Yeah, I've had a fair bit of time on my hands. I've been watching. I think I've watched every game this year, so that's nothing unusual. It's a bit faster, especially our game on Monday night v South. So that was just a rat race. So it has changed a little bit, and a couple of interpretations have changed. I think I don't know what Chris Heinington was supposed to do today on that no try. He played the ball. When you play the ball, you can't just disappear. So the obstruction rule still got some grey areas in it for me, and Daniel's got still a little bit of work to do there.
In amongst all this uncertainty and speculation, John Morris has really seemed to step up.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's done a good job. Isaac de Goyce has been out, and Johnny's had to sort of reshape his game a little bit because he's been that come on 40 minutes and just blow himself out as hard as he can go for that 40-minute period. And now he's got to play a longer period of time, so he's had to temper his game a little bit and can roll the ruck for us. So he's done a good job.
How do you handle the MA, like if you keep having success and not knowing what's going to happen down the track?
We're just going by day, prepare for next week. We've got Dragons next week at home, and that's what we'll be preparing for. As I said, we're close club, all the players are close, coaching staff, as you can see by the reaction of what's going on. So we'll just take day by day and we'll prepare for the Dragons.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do the radio, mate.